Hi guys, Lee Cole here, and I've got my good friend Jeanne Kolenda on. Jeanne, say hello to the audience.
Hello, everybody, and almost Happy New Year.
Almost, we're getting close,
We're getting
and
close.
I will be happy to see 2020 in the rearview mirror, frankly. And
You and me both
I
for
suspect
similar
the
reasons.
whole planet will. So
Yeah.
you have a new product coming out. It's called MicroServices Mania. And I'm sure a lot
hmm
of people looking at this know that you do a lot of social posting stuff, and you've created a lot of products about social posting.
hmm
But in this new product, Microservices Mania, you're taking the training to a whole new level because you're really opening up. Your business does more than just social posting. You're really opening this up to a whole new level.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but before we get into the new level, and you were about to say this, but I wasn't recording. And I said, stop, I've got to hit record. This is too good.
Stop talking, Jean. Yes.
What led here? What was the trajectory that led you from what you used to do into this incredible microservices business? And why did you do that? And is it indeed a better thing?
Okay. I'm so happy to be able to tell you this. And I have waited until just recently to unveil this whole thing because you know me well enough to know that I have to prove it.
Uh-huh.
I have to have done it for a while to be confident enough to tell other people about it, or I'm just throwing mud on the walls. And I don't want to do that. So backtrack about 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
Actually, backtrack 25 years ago. I was uh, managing an automated voice messaging system, which still is in business and doing fine.
Yep.
It got boring. I mean, I didn't have much to do
Yeah.
other than cash the checks, and
Mhm.
have fun. So about 10 years ago, I got into local marketing.
Right.
I thought, well, this sounds fun. All of a sudden, Google was the thing, and this sounded fun. So I immediately went for the top end of things and said, I'll become an SEO expert. I'll have high ticket clients. And I
Right.
kind of focus in on home services and roofing in particular.
Yep.
And I had a whole bunch of clients, and they were paying me, 1,000, 1,500, 20, 2,500 a month. And
Yep.
life was grand, but I wore myself out. I had people who were clients and not
Mhm.
customers, and they thought they could call me any time of the day or night. And of course, I love people, so I let them do it. And I wore out. And then I thought there's got to be a kinder, gentler way to serve local businesses. So in 2018, I found that way. And that was to completely reverse my idea of how to serve clients. And I went into a microservice thing where I was doing nothing but social posting. And
Mhm.
I bought a set of graphics from somebody else. Now I have my own little factory, my own designers and writers, and we're
Right.
producing all of those. But in the beginning, I bought somebody else's, and I started uh, converting my high ticket clients over into, like 100, 150 bucks a month. And they were like, what? I said, no, you can hire somebody else to do all that hard stuff. I just want to do this for you. And I
Frankly,
started to build that.
yeah, not trying to interrupt you, but we've never talked about this. That took a lot of guts to
It
uh,
did, but I'm not
to
short on
change.
guts. I
Yes,
am
I
not
know that.
short.
I
I'm not short on
yes,
guts.
I understand.
Yeah.
So
And
continue.
okay. And so I fired all my high ticket clients, converted as many as I could over to my low ticket social posting. And oh man, did life get easier. We bought an RV, we started roaming around, I had more free time.
Right.
We got another dog, I mean, we were having a ball. And so I just built that business. And all I was doing was social posting for, now I charge 100, 150, $149 a month
Mhm.
to do social posting every day. Because as you and I both know, Facebook is now returning turning search results like a 3-pack like Google. And
Mhm.
in order to be seen in the top of the Facebook search, you have to have active pages. Well, business owners can't do that. They don't have the bandwidth. They don't know what to post. So enter
Not once
me.
a day. I mean, that's
No,
just impossible
they
for your
might do
average
it once a
business owner.
month. They might do it
Maybe
once a month.
for 2 months running, and then they'll quit.
Yeah, and then they can't do it. So I got into that full swing, and
Mhm.
I started producing. I hired uh, a, a, a writer and a designer, and we started making social posting memes or graphics and videos for all these different niches. Well, I have about 23 of them done now.
Mhm.
And I always go prove that, this is a good niche.
Mhm.
And I just kept adding and adding and
Right.
adding. And all of a sudden, have another multiple 6-figure business off of
Uh-huh.
local clients.
Well,
So,
now let's stop right there. So, because a lot of us who got into this deal, like in 2010, went down that SEO route, and
yeah,
at various times came back running with our tail between our legs because suddenly
yeah.
it got a lot harder. It was always hard, but suddenly it got a lot harder. So there's
Oh, it
that.
got complicated. It
It
got
got
complicated.
There was that, but also your quality of life. I mean, it sounds like to me you didn't. I
It
mean,
suffered. It
yes,
suffered.
but now, you get
I
in that
remember
RV
being at
and
a
you and Leon
I
just,
remember being at a 5-star resort
right,
on a vacation and me sitting in the hotel room while Leon was down at the beach.
right.
And I was trying to work on a roofing client who had a problem.
Been there, done that. I got it.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was like the last straw. That trip where I had to deal with all that stuff, that was like the last straw.
I mean, making money and not having time to actually enjoy it is
Mm-mm.
it's just another, it's golden handcuffs. It's
Yes,
what it is,
it
but they're
is.
still handcuffs, right?
Yes, it is. And then all of a sudden, if they don't get their rankings and their phone calls just right, they'll get rid of you in a heartbeat. And then you
Oh
got to
yeah.
go find another one that's a high ticket.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted out of that nonsense.
So
So there I was.
you've got this great business going, but you
Uh-huh.
now have quality of life because
Yeah.
everything you do, let's define microservices for people, because everything you do is easy to set up, and once
Yep.
it's set up, it's pretty much, it's you hardly have to do anything, if ever,
Yeah.
for the client. They just pay you over and over and over again. They don't drop out because the
Yep.
price point is,
Yeah.
so low to
Totally under
most
the
of,
radar.
yeah,
Totally under
I
the
mean, it's not
radar.
even worth thinking about, right?
Right. And so what happened was that that was rocking right along. I went out and
Yeah.
got 50 or so clients, and
Huh?
I'd proven the model. Then I started selling in my niche packs of graphics to other people, and you've sold your folks a lot of those.
Yeah.
But on one of my old SEO roofing clients, um, there is an SEO expert who lives up in Chicago, and he called. He's a friend. We had
Mhm.
stopped at his house in our RV one time,
Yeah.
got to know him, and he said, "You know what, Jeanne?" Um, he said, "I still have access to that man's GMB page, the Google My Business page."
Right.
He knew that I had started, in addition to the social posting, he knew I had started posting to the man's Google My Business, to
Yep.
the GMB.
Hmm.
Well, I outsourced that.
Right.
And so he said, "Do you realize what's happened to his GMB?" And I said, "No, no, I don't know." He said, "Well, I have a tool called Local Viking, and it's, I don't know, $75 a month or something to do these Google Analytics.
Right.
I would never pay for that. I don't care." And he said, "Let me shoot you a little Loom video and show you what's happened since you've been doing Google My GMB posting."
Right.
I looked at it and I went, "Holy cow. Some of his search analytics had gone up like 700%.
just from posting to
just
the
from Google My Business posting. And I said, well, dang, I've got to add that back in as a microservice
another
because I can
microservice.
outsource.
Yes.
It's a microservice because I can outsource that. And
Yeah.
in fact, with this product, Lee, I'm giving people what's called my little black book.
Yes.
And that outsourcer's name is in here.
With the product that you're launching tomorrow,
Yes. He
MicroServices
gave me
Mania.
permission. He gave
Yeah.
me permission and made me a link for him. Now he is an American-born man who married a woman in the Philippines.
Mhm.
And so he one time I said, "Why? How can you do this so cheap?" And he said, "Have you ever lived in the Philippines?
Right.
It does not cost much to live over here." And he said, "I felt like that this was how I wanted to give back to my American friends, to do this." So he's got a team over there and he does it so cheap, and I can turn around and charge, I can double what I'm paying him
Right.
and never touch it, never touch it.
Love
And
that.
yet I've seen these results by accident when my friend said, "Hey, I ran some analytics." I went, "Oh my gosh." So I went back to all my posting clients, and I'm still in the process of doing it. And I said, "Hey, we can do one more thing, and it's only going to cost you a couple $100 a month. I can make your rankings fly in Google My Business." Still not doing any SEO now, none of that.
Right.
Not building websites, none of that. But I've started adding that.
So now
And
you're taking a $100 or $150 a month client and turning them into a $300 to a $350 a month client.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So then I discovered this year in 2020, I mean, something good had to come out of it, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. We are survivors. We are thrivers.
Well, we
Lee.
survived.
Yes, we did. I don't know if your folks know what we survived, but we have survived. So I thought, one of the smallest things that I used to do for my SEO clients was run little Craigslist ads.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it used to be free.
Right.
And I paid for a service to just post 5 times a day and keep bumping them up,
Mhm.
and all that. And, but then, oops, one day Craigslist said, "We're going to charge $5 an ad." Well, everybody ran like rats off a drowning ship,
Mhm.
including me.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is not worth it anymore. Wrong. Because with everybody else gone, I can
Right.
run an ad one time a week, once every 2 weeks.
Right.
And guess what? Those clients are getting phone calls from it. And it's only costing,
Yeah.
10, $20 or something. And there's no competition there anymore.
Right.
You're the only one.
Because now you don't have to do the 5 times a day thing.
Right.
Because
And now
when they
everybody
started
else got
charging,
scared.
yeah. Mhm.
Everybody else jumped ship and went somewhere else, leaving the home services niches wide open
Uh-huh.
for you to be the star of the show on Craigslist. So as part of this program, I'm going to show you how I set that up. In fact, my good friend Sue White,
Mhm.
she had done a training video, and she said, "Here, don't bother doing that. Just use mine." So
Mhm.
I'm giving them her
Love
training
it.
video. And also my designers have made some graphic ads for you for our
Ooh.
special niche that I'm going to show you.
Yep.
So we've got social posting,
Social
we've
posting.
got GMB,
Right.
we've got
Craigslist.
Craigslist ads, and so we were up to, let's see, 150, 250,
So how much
350.
you charge for the Craigslist?
Oh, it depends on how many times. I might charge $75,
Average.
you
Okay, so
know. Yeah.
we were at 300 to 350, so now we're at 375 to
Yeah,
425.
I mean, you don't need to charge much, especially if they're already your customer. Heck, you could just charge them for the price of the ad and do it for free, just as a goodwill gesture. It's up to you.
Right.
But the other thing, there's one more thing here, and
I
that is
loved hearing about the other thing. Tell us about that.
the newsletters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I happen to be a jam up writer, and you know that.
Yes.
And my daughter is just about as good as I am,
Uh-huh.
because she's almost 50 years old and I was homeschooling her. If that gives you an idea of the math. So she got the best training in the world
Right.
on how to read and write and act intelligently. So she is my primary writer.
Cool.
And so I started having her to write newsletters for my different niches.
Uh-huh.
And I would go to them and I'd say, hey, we can set this up on an autoresponder. Let's help
Mhm.
you get your email list together, and you can keep your customers engaged with a monthly newsletter.
Love it.
Now, like my chiropractic folks, they
Mhm.
have an office. My
Mhm.
dentist, they have an office,
Mhm.
and they print out the newsletters and put their little logo on it and put them right there in the office for people to pick up and give away. And they also get it by email. So a home services place like a roofer, a plumber, an HVAC guy who doesn't have an office where people have a
Right.
lot of foot traffic, they just do the emails. And these are seasonally written. So if it's in the summer, the newsletter is going to be about how to get your air conditioning ready for the heavy duty hot weather,
Right.
or some other thing. And so they're seasonally written. They're perfectly written, and all you got to do is slap a logo on it, and boom, you got another microservice to offer.
So people who buy the newsletter service from you, they send a newsletter what, once a month or so to their
Once a
email
month.
list? Okay.
I'm giving you 12 for
Sweet.
each niche. Yeah. And MailChimp is free, and I'm
True.
providing training, a whole video series of training on using MailChimp.
Love it. Now,
Yeah.
how much do you charge a client for the newsletter?
Oh, the most I'm charging is $200 a month. Usually it's around 100,
Okay. So
125.
so really we're up to, I mean, if a client took you up on all four of these services,
Yes.
you're up into $400 or $500 a month per
Yes,
client.
absolutely. And that got me thinking.
Ah.
Aha, that got me thinking. And I mean, I literally had an epiphany one night
Hmm.
recently, and I showed you the email that came out of it.
Hmm.
I sent you an email. Here's the thing: a doctor goes to school for 8 years at least. A chiropractor goes to school for 8 years. A dentist, and they've
Uh-huh.
got these offices and they've got this overhead,
Oh yeah.
and they don't make any money unless they're seeing patients.
Exactly.
Right. And so I googled, what is the average salary of a family doctor? I just chose family doctor.
Hmm.
Okay, well, guess what? I'm making more than them off of
Without medical school.
microservices. And no,
And no
and I
doubt.
I got my degrees, but I didn't go for 8 years for med school.
Yeah, and you
um,
don't have several $100,000 of student debt that you'll never
I
pay off
don't.
either.
I don't. I was so poor. I went to school on Pell Grants,
Hmm.
and so I mean, I thought surely I'm mistaken. They make more than that, don't they? And I started looking around on the stats on other states, and well, no, I make more than they do,
Yeah.
and I get to do life with my two poodles here and roam
You get
around
the
in my
RV.
RV. Yeah, and
I mean,
I
you
get
you
to.
you take some serious trips with the RV. You and your husband went out to what was it, Utah for the
Yeah, for the
photography thing?
astrophotography
Uh-huh.
for yeah, out
I
in
mean,
Moab,
so you have plenty of money and a freaking life.
and a freaking life. That's right, and it's a good one.
Oh yeah.
And I oh, my favorite trip was a couple years ago. We went up to Nova Scotia and we roamed around there for
I
six
remember
weeks.
you sent me some stuff from there.
Yeah.
Um,
So
so really, see, not only so microservices from your point of view, people pay you, they get, the client gets an enormous amount from each service. They get, I
yeah,
mean, it really helps their business. They're
yes,
happy to pay you. It's extremely low maintenance. It's
yes,
very easy to sell because It's just, hey, would you like this? Look how cool that looks. That's going to really help your business. I mean, it's obvious. I
Yeah.
mean, every
Yeah.
chiropractor on the planet probably wishes that they had a freaking newsletter,
Yeah.
just so
Yeah.
that they
Because
could
they're
keep
so
people,
professional, you know. Yeah.
yeah, keep people coming back in and all that stuff. So you got that.
And even my roofers, I mean, they know that they need to stay top of mind,
Oh
even though
yeah.
they don't have an office, maybe. Um, they know that they need to remind people, hey, it's time
Uh-huh.
to clean your gutters. Have you had your
Remind
gutters
people
cleaned?
about that. Yep. You have a
Uh,
big hailstorm, you're able to,
yeah,
just mention that in the
yeah,
next thing and stuff like
yeah.
that. So you've got all of that with social
Hmm.
posting, Google My Business. I love the Google My Business one. The
Yeah, I do too.
newsletters, and I'm missing one, but anyway,
Craigslist.
Craigslist. Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
Craigslist is really cool. So you got all that. You've got all these clients, and I know you have just a massive ton of clients now. It's easy. It's easy to sell. I'm going to put you on the spot though. Could someone who is oh and 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 within your new product,
Hmm.
MicroServices Mania, you're telling people how to do all four of these things.
Yes, and I'm giving them the assets that they need
Yes,
to
and
do.
and not only you telling them how, but you're saying here's the stuff that you need to sell. Now,
Yeah.
you're you, right? And I'm me,
Hmm.
and you're special. So, I mean, we're all special in a way, but you might be specialer. But anyway, could a well-meaning person who's either needs to make more money, sick of the grind, my God, I mean, this is the COVID year, got furloughed, and then the boss said, hey, we're changing things up anyway. So don't count on coming back. Could a well-meaning person take your information plus your assets let's just suppose they work at it. Now, nothing's going to happen unless you do some work, but could they reasonably build a decent income in a reasonable amount of time doing this?
I think so. I don't think I'm all that special, other than I talk a lot. You know,
I think so
I'm not.
too. I've seen your training on other things, and you and I are good friends, so I've been able to follow you along this whole 2 year trajectory. I don't think so. I know so, because the quality of
Yeah.
your training is outstanding. And uh
Oh, okay. I made something for the folks this morning.
huh
I made a Facebook sales video that is generic about this niche
love it.
and it's something that anybody can just overlay their own information where it says, okay, folks, call me today. So there's your video to send out to clients.
Right.
Say, hey, I got a video for you. I mean, really, Lee, this boils down to start with the social posting. Hey, Mr. Whatever,
Mhm.
I see that you haven't posted on your
There you
Facebook
go. It's
page
it's it's very
since
easy to sell.
I don't know, Halloween.
Right.
And it looks like you got some good followers. Great news. You got a Facebook page, but you need some help. I can help you. And it won't cost you but a few pennies a day. I
Right.
can help you. Give me a chance to show you what we can do.
So
That's
someone that
all you
wants
need
to
to
start
do.
and build a business like yours, basically you're suggesting that they start with the social posting
Hmm.
and then get a few clients, and then start not only continuing to get clients, but then start adding in other services exactly the way you did.
Yeah. And to
I
get
love
that
that.
doctor's salary, Lee, you saw my numbers.
Yeah.
If you could get 30 clients
Yep.
to using all the services
Mhm.
at $500 a month, you're making more than an average physician.
It's $180,000 a year.
30
Yep.
clients.
Hmm.
And so break that down in break it down into 6 months. What's
5.
180 divided by 30? How many clients
180
is that a month?
divided by 30. Well, look,
I don't know. I got to get my
what are
calculator
you
up.
trying to figure out? It's going to be
How many you need to get a week or a month? to
Okay,
get
so if you
30.
want
Uh,
30 in 6
five,
months, yeah, 5.
five,
You need to get 5 a
five
month.
clients.
In other
That's a
words,
little more than one a week.
but realistically, if you got one client a week, by 6 months from now, you would be in what my daddy used to call Fat City,
Yeah,
money wise, right?
yeah, you would.
I mean, you'd be
You would.
making
I just
you
don't, anybody that's willing to do much of anything and not what if me to death. Well, what if this? Well, what if that? Well, what if there's more than,
yeah, that stuff never happens,
you know,
folks. You just need to start talking to people. This sells itself. It
yeah.
really does.
If there's no excuse for anybody to be without all the money they need, at least in the United States and probably other countries too. There's no
Well,
reason.
with your product, and not only that, but I've got some phenomenal bonuses for this. I've got
Oh, I always like to get your bonuses myself.
landing page.
Oh, I see. I don't have one of
You know,
those.
uh, before I kind of got into this stuff, I was a professional copywriter for quite a while. I've got email sequences written by me. We have, I mean, you can imagine how much I would charge to actually do this, right?
Yes.
On an individual level. We've got bonus reports,
I've got three
everything you need.
copywriting heroes. You're one of them. Yep.
Everything you need to make the selling of this. Ooh, plus I'm adding in one of my most popular Google My Business courses and another Google My Business training that I did fairly recently that people just love. I mean, I've had literally thousands of people look at that training. And so all of that, plus some other stuff, you
Wow.
just can't fail with this.
I don't see how you can.
I mean, the only way you could fail is just buy it and let it sit on your hard drive. but if you would just in a well-meaning way just go about making it happen, and you don't have to be, uh, Warren Buffett or the Wolf of Wall Street in terms of selling. All you got to do is just say exactly what you're talking about. And you tell people how to sell this, but basically you target businesses, you contact them in various ways, and you say, hey, your Facebook page needs some help. I can help you. This is what I can do. I know you've got a Facebook page that you yourself have a Facebook page that your students can use to, just to help businesses, visualize this.
Hmm.
And I can do that for you. And it's only going to cost you $99 a month.
Yeah, start there. You don't have to do
Oh yeah.
150 like I do. Start at 99.
Well,
Do
you started
whatever.
at 99 and
I
then
did.
yeah, and
I
then
did.
you over time bumped it up a little bit. So this is totally cool. I love this. I love the microservices aspect. I love making money, but I love my time, frankly, I love that more than I love money, right? I love
I
my
do.
time. I love my life, right? And I love the fact that you and I not only can do this stuff, but we are also in the business of helping other people learn how to do this and giving them what they need, giving them the assets that they need to actually do this. Because that freaking changes lives right there.
It does. And I'm at the age, I don't mind telling you, I'm almost 70 years old. And at this point in
Young,
my
you're
life,
70 years young.
I'm 70 years young. That's what my grandkids say. Oh, Mimo, you're not old. You should see our other grandma. And so, oh, I hope she never watches this.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, might want
Anyway,
to take that part out.
she won't. She
No, I'm
won't.
just
Trust
joking.
me. She doesn't even have a computer. So, anyway, it's a great honor and a big part of my life at this point to leave a legacy.
Yes.
I don't want to just leave a financial legacy. I mean, I'm supporting wonderful things all over the globe
Mm-hmm.
with some of the money that I'm making. In fact, it's near the end of the month. I need to get on there and pay some of them. But I'm
But
able to
really,
support.
the training to help people change their lives.
Yes, that's now. I'm not your life coach. I can't fix everything in your life, but I can show you a great way that if you're not lazy, you can make this work.
Well, I got some news for these people who will be looking at this in case they hadn't figured this out. More money won't fix everything in your life, but it will doggone nearly fix everything in your life,
Yeah, I
frankly.
wouldn't want to be without love or money.
Yes.
And Leon and I celebrate our 30th anniversary
Good for you.
day after tomorrow. So I got the love part down, and but we've had a good ride
Mhm.
because of recurring revenue.
There you go. Well, I love
So,
this. This is awesome.
you know,
Oh, one more quick thing, because people love to know this.
sure.
OTOs.
Yeah.
Now, number one, Jeanne,
Oh, okay.
I know that the OTOs, none of the OTOs are necessary. So folks, you do not ever have to buy one of Jeanne's OTOs in order to make the first product that you bought, which we call the front end product, in order to make that
Right.
work for you. You can just stick there. That's just fine.
So in the front end, I'm giving a whole lot of training videos. In fact, I'm
Right.
still making some today.
Right.
And I'm giving you 60 of the social media graphics,
Right.
which will get you started.
Yeah.
On that, I'm giving you the little black book of my resources.
That's huge.
Yeah. And then on OTO1, my opening sales copy says this: you can do this yourself, but we've done the hard work for you.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
And so I'm giving you 120 more social media images, so you can have, if you space it right, you've got almost a year's worth of posting.
Sure.
And I'm giving you lots of the assets that you would have to either make yourself or go pay somebody else to do. And by that, I mean the news. No, wait a minute. No, they're not there. The explainer videos,
Right.
those ones that you put on YouTube and you
Yeah.
can put on GMB.
Uh-huh.
And I'm also I'm making Craigslist ads in PowerPoint. So all you have to do is put your own client's
Mm-hmm.
name in there and start posting on Craigslist.
Right.
And oh, in the front end, I'm also giving you that Facebook demo video that I made.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Mm-hmm.
comes on the front end. And so it's assets,
Right.
the graphic assets, um, and the 120 more images. And timeline covers for Facebook. I've got one training that's how to set up a business Facebook page and
Love
some
it.
real key tricks on what not to do
Mm-hmm.
that are major mistakes. And so we've also made, see the Craigslist ads, the timeline Facebook banners, and there's 5 of them in there, so you can change them out and look like a hero,
Cool.
And then, yeah, those 5 explainer videos that you can put anywhere, put on the
Mm-hmm.
guy's website, put on his YouTube channel, whatever. And then there's another OTO2, this OTO2,
Okay, so this
and
is
it
two.
has 90 MP4 videos to
Right.
intersperse in with your graphic posting.
So everything else before OTO2 was static images, which will
Yes,
work. I mean, those will work
sure.
amazingly well. But if somebody
I
wants to
went
go for
for
the
I went for a year and a half, and that's all I used. And then I
exactly,
found
but if
out,
somebody wants to go for the whole thing, pick up
and then
the
I found out,
MP4 done for you
video gets,
MP4 videos.
yeah, video gets more attention.
Yeah,
So also 30 Instagram stories.
love it.
So if you want to post on Instagram, we got the story format for you
Right.
with this particular niche that I'm offering.
Mhm.
And all the PSDs, all the Photoshop files,
Yeah.
also a training on a free software where you don't have to buy Photoshop, does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the newsletters, or the 12 monthly
Love it.
newsletters are in there. Yep. There is one other OTO. I usually don't have 3 because, I don't like all that
Yeah, but
stuff.
you told me about
But
this next one, and I think it's a really good addition for certain people.
yeah, so it's our posting service.
Yes.
We've developed an auto posting software. And once you get a feel for this and know that you're serious about it, which you ought to be, you can get us to do posting on 6 different social platforms,
Mhm. Mhm.
and for 10 clients for, gosh, a couple dollars a piece, you know?
Sure. Right.
And
Got it.
it's a monthly service.
Okay.
There's no contract on it.
Okay.
Um, but I did, you know, I did want to offer that to people,
I love
so
that
that
because
yeah,
I mean, if somebody just wants to focus on selling this and they don't want to screw around with doing anything else, you've got them covered with this
yeah,
30
let us do
RTO.
the work for you. You
Yeah,
know,
I love
you're gonna
that.
have to go. You're gonna have to go sign up with somebody to do the bulk
Well,
posting.
yeah, I mean, something's
Yeah.
got to happen, right?
So why not us?
Exactly. I love
Yeah.
that. Well, Jeanne,
Yeah.
we've been on here about 50 minutes. I know
Have
you're
we
super
really?
busy. Yes, we have. We've had such a good time.
Oh, we do
Uh,
have a good team.
we do. And I know you're super busy, and I really appreciate your time. This is, I mean, all of your products are wonderful. I really, really, really feel like this is the best one so far, because not only are you focusing on a specific niche, but you're also really focusing on telling people how you run how they can run a business just like yours. I mean, details, not just, hey, you can do this, but but here's how you do it, and here's what you do it with, right? They got everything that they
Yeah.
need in order to do this.
Yeah.
This is a really, really important product for people to, you know, I very rarely tell people they ought to go out and buy a specific thing. I think that's, you know, their business and not mine. But guys and people looking at this, unless you actually have an ongoing business that is thriving and you're doing really well, you really probably need to buy this, and you really probably need to take this very, very seriously. That's my 2 cents.
Also, Lee, thank you for that. But I've cut a video this morning on the best way to collect payments. People need
You
to know
know?
stuff like that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
I know you've got all those details covered, all the
Yeah.
details. Yeah.
And the niche that's introduced here,
Hmm.
it is the perfect winter niche.
It
And
is, and yeah, when you told me, I got really excited. We'll just unveil that, you know, tomorrow when people hit the
okay,
sales letter. But I got really excited because I thought, A, extremely low competition. B,
extremely
there's a
low.
ton of them out there,
Yes.
right? And C, now is the time, really.
Now is the golden
Yes,
opportunity.
now's the time. And and it's a very competitive business. You know, it's not that hard for someone to start this business. It's a very competitive business,
Yeah.
and they
I
really
think you're
need
going to love
help.
it.
They really need
Yeah.
help. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Jeanne, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
everything.
Once again, Lee.
Really appreciate it, and we will see everybody later.
Yes.